Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. Zero kids rejoice, your favorite edgy husbando are going to become sleeves featuring their pimp suits along with Shiranui and Luard's G-Unit forms. If you were disappointed on Alden's new form last week, then maybe his new supports as well as Griphogila's new form will make up for it in DBT13. Knight of Heavenly Admired Admiss is your typical D-series starter that will obviously be thrown away in favor of a waifu card. Knight of Heavenly Lasting Tranquilia when written over lets you reveal 3 cards with different grades from your hand to call up to one grade 1 or lower card from the top 5 cards of your deck. You call this card from Soul instead if you did not call with this ability. As the years goes by, Keta Sanctuary grade 1 ride lines have gotten a bit better. Maybe now I can remove the grade 1 Maple Inthegria's ride deck. Hell, this could even replace Marin or Blaster Javelin and make Blaster Dark less predictable. Klursky Knight Saudius when written over lets you reveal 3 cards with different grades from your hand to call up to one grade 2 or lower card from the top 5 cards of your deck. You call this card from Soul instead if you did not call with this ability. While I praise Tranquilia for being useful, this one not so much, since a lot of decks have better options. I suppose this could be a side option for Graham Grace as a means to quickly fill up the field. Sage of Civilization Firan when placed on rear guard gets 2k power. Then you can pay 1 discard if you have Alden on the field to countercharge 1 card. Unless you're running Wayward Therapy Angel, her ability to countercharge isn't worth using. And it's funny how this can also work on the old Alden. Sharpness Knight Ermac when placed on rear guard gets 5k power if you have Alden on the field. He gets 15k power instead if he was placed by your card's ability. Bushiroad is really trying to make these new supports work with the old Alden, like he's this generation's Blaster Blade. It doesn't help that this card looks like Blaster Dark, but if he became a Lance user, Clear Skies Dragon Light leads Dragon while on rear guard gets the boost ability if you have Alden on the field. And while on rear guard at the end of the battle it attacked or boosted, you can put another rear guard in the same column as it into your soul to give one of your Alden units 10k power. Bastion got blueballed after firing Alden. He started his own company and got himself a grade 3 booster that doesn't need any special cost or conditions. Dragon Tree Rechgila Daishach when placed on rear guard lets you pay 1 counter and Soul Blast to put a Dragon Tree marker on one of your rear guards without 1. Then add up to 1 Mask of Hydragram from your deck. It's nice and all that Keta Sanctuary finally got their grade 2 Dragon Tree Wretch, but the nation still has no actual masks unit to use it on. If my hunch is right, Alden will be the one who gets the masks form in the nation. Both Bastion and Youthberk already got themselves new forms, and it would be too unfair to give one of them the Lion Orn treatment. Inhumane Dragon has 15k base power, but it cannot be ridden, nor can it be called to rear guard without a Dragon Tree marker. While on rear guard during your turn, it gets 2k power for each Dragon Tree marker on your field. And while on rear guard during your turn, it gets 2k power for each of your rear guards. Once again Bushiroad is wasting printer ink on a card by giving it the Persona Ride icon despite the fact that you cannot ride it. And you might as well ignore the 3rd skill because what rear guards? Laughing Ingandiva. Supreme Dragon Tree of Annihilation Griphogila Vartex is a grade 11 card with 18k base power, but has no Persona Ride icon. When placed by riding it, you put a Gripho Logi token into your order zone. While on Vanguard during your turn, it gets 10k power and an extra crit. While on Vanguard, it gets 10k power if you have 10 or more Hydragram units and Dragon Tree markers on your field. And once per turn while on Vanguard, you remove a face-up Calamity card from your Ide deck when it attacks a Vanguard. You remove a trigger unit from your Ide deck and activate all of its trigger and additional effects, then stand all of your rear guards on a Dragon Tree marker instead if you did not remove a Calamity card. Guess we know why Bushiroad has been giving us all those anti-Griphogila cards these past few weeks, because holy shit this thing is overtuned. While it's not as crazy as GYZE, it's the closest the D-series will get. On top of that, it has a built-in Force 1 and 2 marker effect that would make any V-series player glee with joy. Expect every Dragon Empire staple card to go up in price as it's the best nation to put Griphogila in. Finally, Gripho Logi is a token card that cannot be put in the deck. While in the order zone at the beginning of your main phase, you put up to 1 trigger unit from your deck into your right deck face up, then call a Hydrogram card from your drop zone, if you put a card with this ability. And once per turn, while in the order zone, you can discard 1 Griphogila card to draw a card, then put 1 Dragon Tree marker on your rear guard. And you can put the top card of your deck into your damage face down to remove a face up Calamity card in your right deck. First off, let me just laugh at how they couldn't fit all of the hand holding abilities they want on Griphogila Vartex, that they had to change the comprehensive rules just to accommodate tokens to exist in the order zone, when this could have been easily be solved by making this into a crest card instead. Now to angrily rant at how overly busted Griphogila became. It wasn't enough that it got all of the best effects in the game. Bushiro just had to give it even more extra bullshit by filtering your deck of triggers in case you somehow survive the over trigger turn, while being the quote unquote cost to revive a card. It also lets you finally stack Dragon Tree markers like this is V Premium, and also giving yourself damage to speed up your over trigger turn. I take back what I said, this is worse than GYZE. It's like the R&D team was comprised of 9-year-olds who put all of the best superpowers onto their favorite character and made sure any form of counter was near impossible. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if this is what really kills Vanguard.